the Invitational, the GGBet Invitational for New York a few months ago, and they picked it up and they looked really good on this map, managed to take it versus some decent teams. Obviously, you know, no one had really learnt it fully then, but let's hope they've continued to build on that. Obviously, it's going to be difficult with someone like Quez, a new addition, but look how fast this is. A quick drop down ramp from 4, and mousesports will get the better of those engagements, taking the advantage, taking the A site, and OpTic, they're on a double flank here.
Yeah, you haven't just tuned in to a retake server. This is the game. And already this pistol round looking like it might draw to a rather abrupt end. This flank gets shut down. And it's Frozen with 4 kills in the pistol. Loves a bit of Vertigo, does this man. A bit of fan of mousesports trying to incorporate this map so heavily into their map pool.
I like the idea from OpTic, right? Drop heavy on ramp and immediately flank, but mousesports just winning all the duels, and Frozen hitting his shots with that Glock. The Glock shots, Harry. 4 spy in round number 2 for OpTic. They're going to be going for some Deegs here. Quite a lot of utility. It's not quite Inferno, where you would want to stall teams out with those smokes, but you certainly can. There are a lot of choke points in this map for you to do so. Eco. Got to be careful here, just jiggling. Woxa can spam that wall as well from inside the ladder room. They've all got rifles here for mousesports, with the exception of Kerrigan. So pretty hefty investment here in the second round. This is not a round you want to lose if you're Mouse. You would give away all these big old guns to a bunch of deegy boys, Harry, and that's not the aim of the game here. Deep smoke in middle. Mousesports are going to be able to split into B if they do so please. Eco's just waiting for the right time to strike.
A lot of players lying in wait on the other side of that smoke. They will just throw another one down. They try and boost up. You can get a little boost over the top of there, but it acts like a nice little one-way. Now, I was very aware of that, already pre-spraying through the smoke, and that will allow them to catch not just MSL, but a lot of damage onto Nico as well. So any hope for OpTic winning this round going out the window as more of these bodies get piled up in mid, but that nade's helped out somewhat. Woxic dealt with. That was the one man still left back in middle. Made it out of the round. Oh, Quez nice. With the deagle. Come on, Quezmeister. Second kill, bomb dropped, and now this round gets interesting. I was thinking maybe it was all said and done with so many players held back over in CT, with the B bomb site looking so ripe for the taking. It felt like it should have been a done deal, and now that might not be the case, because Tesses and Quez, they both throwing this whole round into chaos. What? Rops and Frozen, they've somehow got kills back, and the bomb's going down. Rops doubling up. They've saved that round. mousesports keeping a cool head in the clutch. It's Mr. Rops with the double to finish things off.
Yeah, incredible round from Rops there. What a couple of shots back into that round. And those smokes from OpTic really did pay off towards the B side, just constantly re-smoking the front entrance. Quez gets a kill through it as well. And it just delays mousesports for so long that they both have to push the back rail. I thought surely that's when Config can close this, but mousesports able to do back-to-back rounds. Dangerous, but done. And OpTic going in again for that pistol round setup. Fast push down the A ramp. That bomb's been dropped. Frozen would love to get that out of the map, release it out of this position. It's going to take it back in though. Screw it. There's plenty of support here. It shouldn't be a problem for mousesports to make quick work of these 2 pistols left. Rops drops in from behind. He'd run right up middle, and that will be the 3-0 lead. Exactly how mousesports hoped this would start, but OpTic do have a buy up the sleeve.
Yeah, so one man who I'm really looking forward to try and make a bit of an impact, a bit of a splash for OpTic would actually be MSL. I'm hoping, because Chad kind of gave us a bit of a reasoning for this, right? Yesterday, it was a pretty quiet day for MSL, especially in that first map. Second map, he came to life a bit more, and they looked like they had a real fighting chance. So Chad kind of prefixed that with, you know, he's micromanaging. You've got Quez, new boy on the block. Maybe that's a reason for it. MSL was ready and waiting for that boost, and even then, Frozen still gets the better of him. So that AWP is actually already dropped away. My hopes and dreams of seeing MSL rise to his former glory, not going to happen in this round, but one man who might, Config, finds that equalizer over at ramp.
Nice trade either way. Config gets himself a second, but Rops has been good so far. 6-0 right now as he comes through this back door looking to flank onto B. That being said, Nico's heard the door swing, and he's just going to be watching for that rotation. Rops hasn't committed. If anything, he's just got Nico stuck in CT spawn, all round long, because that door is going to remain open for the time being. Meanwhile, mousesports moving back towards A. Frozen's trying to gain some control up on this site. The bomb very late out of middle, but will be coming to join him eventually. And OpTic just fully split. No way to trade. You've got to hope one of their players goes off. Bit of an off shot as Woxic gets surprised by Rops on the corner, but luckily no one here to act on that.
Yeah, you're lucky that Woxic has missed a shot uncharacteristically there, right?
That was Norp. Whew.
Yeah, it would have been a very
dead,
different
mate.
story.
Yeah.
Smoke's getting lined up into the site now. Molotov for the sandbags doesn't flush anyone out, but it's at least alleviated that from the back of mousesports' mind. It's Tess's first and only point of contact here at the A site, and he's already lit up the first man. Woxic going down. That's the bomb dropped. It will get retrieved, and Molotov to try and deny the plant. They have to stick it, so that's allowed Nico to mop up another. It's Rops left standing. Oh, and that's almost the kill to Tess's as well. Not quite, though. Rops is certainly looking warmed up regardless. He's 7-1 after that first death. Defuse comes in. OpTic, they will get the round.
I was believing for a second. That's all he had before the Danes surrounded him and finished off the job. That's OpTic getting on the board, and hopefully they'll be able to get an AWP back in the hands of MSL as well. That was dropped on A. So let's see if they're bringing that back to the table. And yeah, there's definitely going to be some mind games, some familiarity here in this series. MSL, he was so ready for that boost up. He knows what mousesports like to do. As you said, you know, he didn't hit the shot, but just the knowledge being there shows that OpTic have at least done their homework coming into this game. MSL back on A with the AWP and looking for another opening kill, but this boost again has been employed. Oh, it's so close.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know who's seeing what. Can we see MSL's vision? Okay. So neither one of them really has that great a view on each other. Instead, they're waiting for the cross to yellow from that boost. God, though, it's not without its fair share of risks, because if they go up close to the ramp, you really are in for a bit of hurt. You can see up on that little boost spot, Tess's hidden in the Goblin King spot. Quite the title. Let's see, mousesports, they bring gifts for the Goblin King, and he is not amused. He emerges from his hidey hole and does strike the first man from the tally. In a matter of seconds, actually, it's all players of mousesports going down. Frozen thrown into this clutch, and not going to happen today. OpTic, second round solidified, and that one kept very, very clean as well.
Yeah, that was a quick one. No real room for Frozen. If only he hit that shot on MSL, maybe could have made it costly, but OpTic, with 4 alive, going to begin to build up their own economy.
Ooh, that was really quick.
Pistols out for mousesports. They've eventually been broken. No utility as well. Maybe just a faster B play. Chris is trying to get in early, but the double nade is there. I like that. Bouncing it off the wall, catching anyone moving through that doorway. OpTic not choosing to throw down that spawn smoke, just rather take the fights instead. And versus pistols, I don't blame them. Rops holding for a mid-peak. Pretty heavy mid setup, considering they're going to get baited in by MSL, and then Nico's on the corner to swing with the SMG. This should be lethal, but MSL's moved off the angle. Nico's hung out to dry. He's all alone. He's got to do it with no support, but 2 kills, that'll be worth it. MSL moves in to finish off the round, and Config is there for the help as well. 3-3 as OpTic deal with the eco. Looks like that could have got dicey, but luckily MSL's not going to let it slip.
Yeah, I'm already liking what we're seeing more from MMSL, right? You can see he's kind of feeling himself a bit more, like feeling a bit more confident, actually sticks around for that fight over in mid, for example. Not worried about going down. And now we've got the buy back in for mousesports. They do this boost pretty much every round, trying to deny any early ramp control. And MSL caught by it once again.
Yeah, he's definitely going to stop taking that peek now. Oh, that's yeah, not seen that before. Not gonna go as deep as maybe they would have hoped, but flash in mid, and Nico's just gonna line up 2. He avoids it, playing in that boost. mousesports, they've lost all of their split ability. It's just about executing onto a site now, but OpTic Gaming with the advantage still have 2 players here and a third ready, waiting in the wings to rotate through CT. That's Nico. Tess is again playing this boost spot. Such a good position. Molotov down, but Kerrigan's ready for it. He's going to hit the headshot. Can he follow up? Yes. Double entry from the in-game leader, and his teammates don't even need to move onto the site. It's clear. The bomb's down. They can just play passive. Chris has taken a very big foothold here towards elevators, but Frozen is just holding that flank from CT, or from lower, rather.
Yeah, with the bomb out in the open, if you're OpTic and you don't flush these players out of the site quickly, this round can fall through your fingers all on the back of Frozen. That kill onto Kerrigan helps out massively. Chris J's even been dinked up. So now Frozen swooping in, might have just saved the day. Able to best Nico and even following up onto old mate Quez. Round solidified. mousesports locking in another first since winning on the back of those pistols and getting into these rifle rounds.
I mean, if there are positives to take away here for mousesports, Rops and Frozen really look warmed up today. They are just hitting all the shots, talking of which Kerrigan not, you know, going to be counted out there.
Yeah, that's the one thing about Tessez's position is, I will go as far to say, is that's one of the easiest pre-fire angles in the game, right? Like, you're so limited in terms of where your head can be.
Yeah.
In, you know, if someone's there and you just pre-fire the one spot that you know they're going to be aiming in, then, yeah, it's good night.
If you're holding it short, wow, nice start. If you're holding it short, but you can easily jiggle back and forth off that angle as well, hold the broken wall. But yeah, nice pick from OpTic, catching a jumping Nico straight out of the air.
Yeah, but critically, this is the first time we haven't seen mousesports show their hand down at that A ramp, and there's already a man trying to capitalize on that. That was Tessez. Just waiting here. And his information is huge in and of itself. It's freed up a man to go rotating over here toward the B site. There's a quick rotation available from middle. And so as a result, OpTic, they can have 3 players here quick as you like. They do lose MSL on that entry, though. And so now things get a bit complicated here for the OpTic Gaming boys. Push coming in, and Config able to get one from the window. There is still a chance now as they pulled it back into a 3-on-3.
Oh, Quez has gone above. They're going to spam, though. Every shot he fires only draws their attention towards him. 8 points of health, and Config is gone. He came back round through the doorway. It's all about Tessez on this flank. They're not checking it. Rob swivels and gets the kill. Now it's just the 8 health Quez. He's wrapped the window, but he's going to have to make noise if he wants to drop into this position. And frankly, mousesports are having none of it. Chris coming in for the peak, and missed shot from Quez. That's going to be his last opportunity. He is out of this round, and mousesports are up to 5. It's got to be the save. Nice B execute there. And yeah, a lot of that coming off the back of the early missed shot from MSL. He has had a pretty rough start to this game, right? Not only like of his own doing, but also just getting wrecked through smokes on A, you know, shot by boosts. Then he misses a shot. He can't get off the top of the blue boxes. Unfortunate beginning and unfortunate ending for Quez in this round. He's going to get killed just as that bomb goes off. So no survivors, no money made.
Yeah, no money and more problems.
Lesser known song.
Yeah, not...
Didn't really blow up.
No, but very relatable.
Yeah.
Tactical pause, some time for Regin to speak to the boys and try and get everyone's heads in the game, get them all pumped up, obviously making sure everyone's on the same page. Similar story over in the OpTic camp. I'm already liking, though, the responses that we're seeing from OpTic, right? Like, they lose a man in that round. They lose, I think it was Nico jump peeking mid to Woxic, right? That shot belter, you got to give it to Woxic. However, the decision then to very, very quickly send Tessez down the ramp, get that forward position, allow yourself to have the extra man in rotation. A great move, because you don't nullify that you've lost a player, but you've at least padded out the rest of the sites across the map. You've got that foothold, you've got information. I'm liking the decisions we're seeing from OpTic, just the shots not landing for them in that round.
Yeah, I mean, people aren't going to be as familiar with these angles as they are with any angle in any other map, right? This is a new map in comparison to the current pool, so mousesports clearly spent more time here.
One of the things that I've always flip-flopped on Vertigo a bit. Like, I go from loving it to hating it to loving it to hating it. But I've been thinking about it more and more, and I do really love how there's just not really a map that's taken like this long to fully figure out. Like, you think about the introduction of Cobblestone and Overpass, and there was always like variations of new things being trickled out. But from the offset, we could always look at it and go, well, it's T-sided, it's CT-sided, blah, blah, blah. Here, I don't know, man. It still felt like I don't really know which way it leans, because it does very much depend on what we see teams bringing to the table.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
And so I kind of like how much of a repertoire for change and how many little niche things you can find on Vertigo, and a lot of that coming from the verticality.
That being said, things change over time, right? Not just due to changes the map, but also meta, right? Cobble changed from being CT to T-sided, CT-sided. You know, that was an adjustment. That wasn't even necessarily down to map changes specifically. So, you know, there's always, you know, it's always going to depend on the matchup. Oh, this is I was going to say that rotate would have been a questionable one for 15 seconds, but they're going back to get the bomb, bring it to the site. They've already cleared it. But yeah, I mean, over time, this map is only going to be learnt more, right? And no, surely. Oh, that's the round. Unless they can kill Quez, he's still on the site. He's hidden to the back, and he's just won it by being alive. I thought, surely not.
He's even dropped the AWP. What? OpTic? I had no faith in any of you. I'm sorry. I should have had more. I didn't think that was an OpTic round, but Nico, look at him, the gremlin. He's gone through the smoke and he's stole the round away.
How on earth has that fallen apart?
Look at this. He's foaming. He knows. He's like, oh, and he gets them both, man. And that there is devastation for Mouse. Wouldn't surprise me if another tactical pause comes in on the back of it. And you can already see Regin chatting away, getting involved. Yeah, this is the mousesports tactical called in immediately after, not just to focus on how on earth they managed to lose that round, but I think more importantly to make sure no one's been tipped over the edge too soon, right? You give up one round on something a bit cheesy, bit ridiculous like that, you want to get your head straight back in the game.
They got the entries onto A, and then they just walked back, right, to, I assume, go get the bomb. That's what it looked like. I missed it on the minimap, but they walked back down the ramp and then came back up, and in that time, OpTic were able to push back into the site and take a foothold. So, yeah, not what you could expect, but what a way to lose to a 2-on-4 there. And pistols as well. Now MSL's feeling pumped. Now he's feeling ready, and he's going to open up this round. Rop's dead. Almost taking a shot to Kerrigan. Just trying to show presence in middle as he bails out and goes towards that A site. Keep MSL in position. Keep him away from A. But he will be rotating regardless.
I mean, just look at Nico. He's still going. He's still exploring. And he has got a bounty of knowledge at his fingertips as a result. This is a caveman with the internet right now. He's learning it all, and he is communicating this to the rest of his team. Rotations have already come in, and this A site is just swarming with Danes. Nico's on the back, trying to return to his flock. He's dropped the bomb. Woxic left up alone. MSL in with 3, and a big round there from OpTic. They really do just seem to have the right head on their shoulders right now.
That's the one positive of no longer casting big, Harry. We can use the word big.
Yeah,
Isn't that nice?
But we can no longer say, you know, get the optics on this situation, something like that.
I think we
It's
can.
not a phrase I throw out there a lot, though, to be fair. I like that from Nico. And, you know, once they have all that information, it becomes a very hard round to lose almost, right? They're fully ready. If you're Mouse, you haven't tested the A-bomb, so you haven't really seen how many players...
Nice.
Yeah, I mean...
Time to slaughter.
Yeah, when the nade lines up like that, it's normally a bit of a grim foreshadowing of the round to come, and they do all just get mowed down.
Yeah, AWP dropped briefly, but secured, saved by Tesses. And what a turnaround this has been from OpTic, right? mousesports looking very good at the beginning, but, wow, that one eco has really put things in perspective, and mousesports now going to have to grind some rounds back as OpTic begin to build money and momentum. No AWP for Mouse, but we're never really seen too many T-side AWPs on this map. Although money will be the main fallback, or the main problem here for them. No mid-aggression, but Woxic spamming for it anyway. We've got Nico. He's been in this position round after round. And with a Krieg, boy, this is pretty lucrative. mousesports deciding to flash into the middle, but look how easy you can dodge those flashbangs when you play in that window. You can just walk to the side and they get blocked by the corner of your vision. Config moving in, but Woxic was already ready for that, and the mid smoke coming down to allow mousesports to move into this mid to be set up. Chris J walking up the ramp. MSL goes through the smoke to his own demise. Quez, he's got to hold strong, and he's got to do it alone. Gets spotted, gets a kill, but the trade is there, and that's the B site gone. That's likely the round, unless Tessus' flank can find something, but the bomb.
Yeah, the bomb is still back in T-Spawn. This is a matchmaking grade blunder for mousesports. And for Tesses, likely it's not going to give him an avenue back into this round, right? It shouldn't be a problem. They should just be able to go get that bomb, get into the bomb site. But it's giving him time to move. It's giving him time to find these one-on-ones. mousesports, they were kind of looking for Tesses, right? They were trying to feel out where this last man is.
Oh, God.
And oh, no. Now down to the 1v1. And Chris J, he is sweating bullets. Tesses is hungry for this clutch. And they're a little ways away. So right now, Chris J, breathing a sigh of relief, has a couple of seconds. He's still going to have to clear this entire A bomb site for the most part, right? Like, he's got to be looking at these angles. He doesn't know where Tesses is.
Wrong read, though. That bomb's going to go down, and Chris will have so much time to get into a post-plant. Obviously, he doesn't know this. He doesn't know that the bomb isn't on this site, so, or that Tessus isn't on this site, so he's still got to remain vigilant. Tess is going for the long rotate, though, and again, he could be anywhere, so Chris needs to be aware of that flank, but now starting to come to his senses, realizing that CT is the more likely of the two, and that's where Tessus is coming from. Not an open plant for CT spawn. He's about to realize that. Does have a smoke and a kit. Could just get on this bomb if he wants to really gamble it. Molly towards CT, taps the bomb, not a full commitment, trying to get Chris to spam, trying to get him to give away his position. He has, and he's got the kill with it as well. The time was so low. Tessus really needed to stick there, and even if he did, seemingly Chris, not a problem dealing with that defuse. And wow, it gets down to the wire, but mousesports close out the 3-on-1 that shouldn't have been a problem, Harry. Oh dear. That really could have been, you know, a second huge mistake for mousesports.
Yeah, and it's always worrying, right? When you see so many cropping up, even just, you know, in this first half, we've seen our fair share of mistakes from Mouse. Not really a team that you'd expect to be making too many mistakes over on the tactical front, right? You got Kerrigan at the helm. And so now it's just back to this A play, but I'm getting a bit worried just through some of these little errors here and there that Mowers are making that are having huge impacts in these rounds. You really do hope that they're not letting it get to them. Obviously, winning that round kind of negates a lot of the worry, but you know it didn't ever have to be that close. They get control over towards A ramp. 4 players here. Rotation even coming in from Rops to join them, so this might just be the A commitment with all 5.
Yeah, actually forced OpTic completely out of the site. They can get the plant in for free. Kerrigan is just bounding, leaping through this bomb site. Bomb yet to make it onto the plant spot, though. And climbing on top as well. Kerrigan going through this smoke. That's not going to work out. Nico is ready for it, and they can flash back in, but they've actually blinded themselves. Not to worry. Config's there instead. He's found a kill. Frozen is still inside of this site, and OpTic are none the wiser, but it might not matter. Tess is spamming through the smoke and getting the advantage even further for OpTic. It's a 5-on-2. The bomb may be down, and it may be half-ticked, but OpTic can dedicate a player to sticking that defuse. Robs, oh, he catches the cross. 2 massive kills. It's still winnable for mousesports. The time is in their favor. Woxic just needs to stay alive, and OpTic is sticking the defuse. Quez is sticking the defuse. He's won the round for OpTic. Defended by Nico. It gets sloppy, but a 5-on-2 coming down to the 2-on-2 that OpTic will eventually win. Great round.
And we're still seeing so much promise from Rops, right, over on the side of Mowers. It just doesn't feel like it's aligning right now. OpTic really are showing up to party here in this first map of the best of 3. 7-6 now, just skimming that lead away from mousesports, putting them down onto this this partial investment into round 14. Position themselves well to at least win out the half as a bare minimum here.
Oh. Oh dear, they're going to get 2 for 1. That's pretty good for mousesports. Pistols in the B site. Woxic, he didn't quite grab a gun there. Frozen's on A, and he's found another kill as well. That is a gun, and that's a free bomb site. Woxic can bail, because Frozen's got so deep. He is now in the CT spawn. Weapon still not taken. Maybe to almost bait players in, I guess. Make them think that he's backed up. But this bomb, loudly rotating through CT is going to be very clear. MSL spots a player. Now, does he get confused and think that's Tessez? Especially considering that gun is still dropped. If he walks in and doesn't check his right angle, things could get claustrophobic. Nico is on this wrap again, and considering how good he's been on these rotations, he might be able to save the day. There's Rops down, and the bomb isn't.
Yeah, that's still working its way up here on the back of OpTic. They've got 40 seconds. They might try and wrap through CT. Without that ramp control, this A site is pretty horrid to work with as a terrorist. So they try and reroute. And oh, they've just missed MSL.
Oh,
but he's got an inkling.
masterful.
He's got a hunch. They've cleared the site. They haven't seen anyone now. They know it's CT and Frozen. First man to offer himself up does not survive the channel crossing. It's OpTic now trying to get this bomb planted. He closes all the doors, trying to give himself every sound cue possible for these rotations. Oh, he spots Nico, but it's not the kill. Tries to set up to play around the door that he's closed, just give himself that moment of notice, cutting off players in CT, but Nico is just too fast on the trigger.
Yeah, that's the best attempt, really. If he backs off and tries to play Stairwell or somewhere for the open plant, there's a very good chance OpTic can just tap the bomb and force his move. If he gets aggressive and he wins that one-on-one, then he can back off and just play the bomb, and he has the advantage. But a nice try from OpTic, however, not going to work out. Nico has looked so damn good this game, coming up clutch in so many rounds. That flank up A ramp once again, securing important kills for OpTic. And mousesports, 6 rounds on the half. It's fine. Again, Vertigo can depend map to map on which side is favored, but this was their pick, Harry. We would hope that they would have maybe a little bit more. Oh, Frozen, not going to spot that boost.
It's one of those weird ones where the X-ray makes it feel like it should line up, but it doesn't. Not
He's
quite,
just watching for the climb.
Back to this B ramp crawl. Done well to get this foothold. Configure the window. Oh my goodness, look at him. He's sandwiched between middle and ramp, and that is a horrid spot to be in. Quez, no matter what he does, he can't really help config out of that. So the trade, really the best possible option for OpTic. Tessez, once again, active with this ramp control. He's been very, very good at knowing when he can and can't afford to move into this position. And so last time we saw him get this deep down at ramp, it was just this 3-man stack towards mid and B for OpTic. This round maybe going to be more of the same, as you've already got Nico waiting over at the squeaky door. Quez still alone at this B bomb site. Interesting to note.
They're going to boost.
Oh, yeah, they've thrown him up in the boost. It's a boost in a boost. It's boostception, and Rops gets a kill from it. Quez falling at the B site. Nico, he's been a steamroller, and he is flattening them now. Oh, it doesn't quite get Frozen, who's now going to fight for his life in the 1v2. He has tagged up MSL, and he's tapping this bomb, trying to bait the peaks. Nothing coming through from Tessez, so he's been able to get that bomb down. Smoke drop close. He's trying to play around it. And MSL on the other side. Tessez still just waiting with bated breath down at the ramp, hoping that MSL can be that information man and make the call. Tessez can come in and be the hero. And that is the case. Emerging from ramp, OpTic Gaming, they'll get that 9th round.
Yeah, great half from them as well. I love the delay play as well. They go, it's a 2-on-1, wait out the smoke, not worth taking the fight before and pushing in and getting played, just play the time. And OpTic, really solid half. Nico had some incredible moments. MSL pulled it back after getting domed for 4 rounds in a row, and OpTic with the lead heading into the second half. Let's see if mousesports have it in them on the CT side. We'll be back after the break.
Like a fire in the eye of a hurricane. Always told, stay in line, be alright, better play it safe. I walk a different path, nothing can hold me back. I've passed the point of no return, something is calling me, it's in the air that I breathe. Bring me back to life again. Dancing with my fear, burning with desire. We gon' take it to the edge and come alive. just to feel the fire. We gon' turn up in this place and come alive.
Come alive. We come alive in the nighttime. Fly so high they can't touch us. So top notch, none above us. We done came so far, now we up now. Had a vision, stuck to it, never back down. Never had much, now we on the whole thing. Spread it all around the world, watch it all change. Came alive, now they all see the greatness. Light shine so high they can't take it.
Dancing with my fear, burning with desire. We gon' take it to the edge and come alive. Go to hell and back just to feel the fire. We gon' turn up in this place and come alive.
Come alive.
I walk a different path, nothing can hold me back. I've passed the point of no return, something is calling me. It's in the air that I breathe. Bring me back to life again. Dancing with my fear, burning with desire. We gon' take it to the edge and come alive. Go to hell and back just to feel the fire. We gon' turn up in this place and come alive.
High highs and low lows, but sometimes that's just how it Vertigoes as we head into the second half. It is OpTic in the lead, 9-6 right now after a pretty blinding CT side. Now moving into their T half. Can they keep that up? Nico having a phenomenal performance right now for the Danish squad, and everyone else pulling their weight through behind them as well. For Mouse, I'm looking at Rops and Frozen to keep this hot streak up, but we want to see the usual suspects. I mean, I guess they are the usual suspects. You want to see some more from the entourage supporting them here in this second half if mousesports are going to pull this back.
Oh, Quez is waiting, and double kill for him. mousesports feeding the beast here down on the ramp. Woxic holding on to middle, and he's got the P2K, but only good for one. Advantage sitting in OpTic's favor, but not the sight. Frozen's still here. OpTic going to use this moment to move deeply into middle, but it still will end on B. Great shot from Quez, finding the dink and finished off by Nico on the P250. It's just Kerrigan alone now. Can he do anything to stop this? The plant is already in and missed shots. He's going to get flanked. OpTic, 10 rounds, Harry. That's a pistol round in their books and a huge advantage in the second half. This is mousesports' pick, and maybe not for good reason.
Yeah, I mean, we saw those blunders early on. We saw those couple of mistakes that Mouse were making, and I don't know, it just feels a bit weird. It doesn't feel like I'm watching Mouse right now.
Could be the fact that it's Vertigo. Always feels weird.
Yeah, but they were always a team that were very adept at this map. So this is certainly not what I was expecting.
Wait, what?
It's always awkward. You can't blame Woxic. And you can't really blame Frozen either. It was just one of those awkward moments. He crosses in front of the scout. There's another one. We could add that to the tally.
Yeah, put it on the list. Jeez.
Put that on the mousesports tab right there. Rops on a flank. Let's see. Oh, he's just missed the timing as well. Yeah, not today. 11-6.
Doesn't get much worse than this, Harry. Really doesn't.
And this was always the thing, right? With this mousesports squad, the prospect that made them so exciting was you have all this new and old firepower mixed together, and then you still got veterans of the game like Kerrigan and Chris J. We always said to kind of be like the fatherly figures, right? The ones to try and lift up the spirits of the guys in this team. I mean, they could both do with a bit of a morale boost right now, it feels like. The whole squad just struggling early on. Obviously, that was just the force buy, so you can't read too much into it. We can't really see what this CT side is like till the rifles come out.
But it's not boding well at the moment.
No, it's just, you know, all signs right now are pointing to disaster, and that's not what we want. We want to see some signs of life.
Oh, that's just, yeah, it doesn't get much worse. Optical look very positive right now.
Yeah, and they've immediately called in this pause, right, heading into not the first buy round, but the first buy round coming up, right? And they really are kind of focusing on finding these conversions and dealing with that all-important first buy round. They know that if they pick that up, being so far ahead of mousesports on the CT side, I mean, you've kind of paved your path to success there and then. So this round, just those weapons that were saved forward on the mousesports side, the Scout put into the hands of Frozen, Chris J and Rops, Deagles and armor between them. A little bit more to work with here than you would usually have.
Frozen's taking the Scout. He doesn't want OpTic using that anymore. Frankly, he's had enough. And let's see if he can find anything better with it. Getting baited into this boost, actually. This could be good. Config jumping. Oh, the missed shot. That is unfortunate. Spam. A little bit, but nothing noteworthy. And the nade could be. That'll do. OpTic definitely getting the better of these engagements up on A ramp. And they've pushed mousesports all the way back. Bailing from the B site and middle. Looking like this will just end in a 5-man assault on A. Only Frozen here. Oh dear, mousesports have completely misread this. They have fully rotated off. They've put players in middle. Frozen's left A. There's no one on the site. It's going to be a free round for OpTic.
Yeah, I mean, this one's signed, sealed, and delivered, right? This is locked in. A 12th round for OpTic. Guaranteed at this point in time.
May as well just save.
Yeah, and the Scout at least really kind of restricts OpTic from being able to hunt all too much. They won't be able to deny you saving this this armor. That Scout locking down CT. You know, you've got more to lose than gain by chasing down the Scout and these two armored players. So OpTic just electing to keep 5 players alive. I imagine that they just attempt the bonus round in the next. So very, very flushed for cash over on the T side, and that could get even stronger based on the outcome of this next round. This is a very important one, right? Because you don't have that loss bonus banked up yet if you're on the CT side. It's getting there, it's on its way, but it's not there yet. And so if you lose this one, then you're staring down that, what, 12-8, 12-7 scoreline, and you've got no money. That's not the place you want to be in. So, I mean, you can really tell the importance of this. There's been so many tactical pauses, and we're only 4 rounds into this second half. We've seen 3 of them called in from either side.
Certainly a scary spot to be in for a team that has just looked so good so far, and just in recent history against a team that, you know, literally, as was said on the desk, has got Quez here. He's played for 2 days with this team. 2 days, Harry. And he's holding his own, 12-8, looking good. Never really been tested too heavily, you know, good pistol rounds from Quez. That's one thing that we've seen consistently. He's had good pistol rounds. And you know, just add that to the tally here for OpTic. Chris, that's a start. AWP on B. He's got quite a few players to deal with, though, dropping off after they see his AWP. But a pick is a pick, Harry, and it's sent OpTic packing. They've had enough. Although I say that, they back off and Nico re-aggresses, and maybe they do want to hit B. This AWP's still here, though, and it could get dicey. Chris lining up a smoke for that entrance. But don't be confused as to thinking they're not already in B. This is a really nice call from OpTic to actually back out and then just walk back in, because mousesports don't think that OpTic have 4 players down in this stairwell, and that's led Chris to fully rotate off. Luckily, he's now playing by the doorway. That smoke is going to cut off a lot of line of sights here for mousesports. It's actually going to bait them in closer, making these SMGs, making these Galils better. Rob's flashed. Chris gets aggressive with the help of Frozen, and that's another advantage. Rob's spraying. This could be the round that mousesports desperately need, and 2 kills from Robs has left Quez alone, and now he's dead too. 7 rounds for mousesports, 5 alive being an important factor as well, as maybe they can start to come alive now on the CT side.
Yeah, that's what they needed. They've at least dodged to death for another day. OpTic, obviously, in their great and infinite wisdom, could have obliterated the economy of mousesports in that round, and luckily enough, they did not. So, OpTic, he's got the AWP now for mousesports. MSL getting his turn in the boost, and he's been looking forward to this. He's been waiting all round to get to have a go on the other side of the fence.
Yeah.
The grass, though, is always greener, as they say. Nothing presents itself to MSL. He's creeping up. Right eye peek there to get the view on Woxic, but Woxic follows up, and he's still fighting. He's still going, doubling up at ramp. With it, he's dropped the bomb. And mousesports, they might be well on their way to an 8th round.
The most important part about that is Kerrigan has Woxic's back. Woxic, he misses a shot onto MSL, and then the players start to push him on ramp. He gets tagged down to 20, and that's when, you know, OpTic should trade Woxic and take, or not even trade, just take him down. But Kerrigan fires in from the site through that wood wall and catches the players moving up through the ramp, allowing Woxic to stay alive and then get a further kill. Great teamwork, great crossfire from mousesports. And, you know, maybe they have had a rough T-side, but setups like that could be why mousesports picked this map, why they wanted to play Vertigo, their CT side. Already looking better. 5-on-2, Woxic, he needs to hit this shot or he's dead. He's down to 20. And not much time for OpTic to make a move either. Frozen playing anti-flash, Kerrigan just waiting for the cross. That's a smoke. It's going to cut off Woxic, but the nade will do worse. There's a good trade from Frozen as Kerrigan gets shot looking the wrong way. Quez now has to clutch, and he started it off, but so low on time, on health, on chance. Rops finishes off the round. And although that 5v2 gets uncomfortably close, mousesports, they add another one to the tally.
Yeah, it already feels like maybe they're getting back in the swing of things, though. Even individually, right, Woxic was sat down bottom of the board for the team, and those few kills, just a bit to boost the old confidence. And Woxic is not a man you want to see when he's feeling confident. Work to set Chris J up alone down here, deep within the ramp, holding this close left angle, and then they just rotate the other man inside of B away. This is going to leave them with Rops back in CT. His rotation can come in very, very quickly when this A play looks to come through from OpTic, providing, of course, that Kerrigan and Frozen could just buy him a few seconds of time. You can see he's already beginning that rotation. He's already in CT. So there will be 3 players here. Has OpTic looked to make a dent?
Oh, what a ballsy move from Kerrigan. He pushes right through that smoke to try and contain the site. 1 kill, but double trade back and OpTic are in. Rops will not give up this boost position, though. He's dropped another. Trades back and forth. Rops going above, but he's fully flashed and he's making noise falling off that site. Config should know exactly where he is now. Doesn't want to rush this bomb plant. Nice nade. Rops down to 50. 30 seconds here. Config still stuck inside of the site. Re-smoke to allow him to cross to safety. Go for a plant that isn't spammable, only peekable by Woxic, who misses the shot, and he's getting tagged through the wall as well. This is getting dicey. How the hell have OpTic gotten all 3 players out of the site? This is perfect for this T side.
Yeah, there's still that smoke on Woxic, so you've got to be a bit tempted to go for this if you're Mowers. They throw the smoke on the bomb, hoping that's going to bait a peek out from one of these ramp players, at least force them into the prying eyes of Woxic. Rops tapping the bomb, does have a kit, baits the peek out from ramp, has a lot to do. He's going to tap the bomb again, and he's good at baiting these peaks, but it's not winning a round. Nico's there to finish him off. OpTic 13-8. They'll add another one to the tally. Able to break down that A site seemingly with ease. It gets a bit dicey there towards the end, but never really losing control were OpTic.
And this is it. This is the round that makes or breaks the game for mousesports. If they lose this, OpTic not only on 14, but up against, well, whatever mousesports want, really. Eco Force, doesn't matter. They'll have nothing. They've put every dollar into this round. They need to get something out of it. That's a shot. MSL, finally, Harry, he gets what he's wanted all game long. That winning fight. Tagged OpTic last time he did it and still died. Kerrigan, oh, he's seen the barrel and he's hit the tag, but they're already so close and he's got no teammate to save him this time. OpTic getting the entry and he's already on the site. They know that Frozen is trapped. OpTic defending his teammates. Nice setup. Frozen spamming the deagle and OpTic's on a double, finishing off the job that Kerrigan started. Nico has to take over the B site and luckily the bomb is right behind him. OpTic still have a chance in this round.
Look at him go. Fast feet, fast as anything, but Robs. Bullets are even faster. He'll chase Nico to the end of the earth and back. And now it's Quez, alone 1-on-3, does shut down the first, and he even spots Frozen on his CT rotation. He's actually looking for this fight, drops the molly, trying to play over the top of the incandescence of the fire. Time ticking down. mousesports trying to get a move on, trying to up the pace, and it's Frozen landing that shot. Round goes the way of Mouse. They'll grab that defuse, getting the 3v1. Only losing Rops in the process. They're able to get a leash back on Quez in that round. Stellar recovery in a round that it felt like they were out of, you know, like OpTic here, really the only guy who could have done anything. Able to catch 2 on the cross, and this is a OpTic that's been struggling. Even then, his drop down onto the ramp reveals that there's no one else there. It allows for those rotations to be reasonably speedy over towards B.
And that lifeline is now truly in the hands of mousesports. They've put OpTic on eco. We still have 4K per player mostly. Gonna have everything next round with that AWP. MSL is more than keen on taking that towards a ramp. Tess is trying to spam, but Glock VM4 not gonna get the better of that fight. OpTic just deciding to group up and walk onto A. MSL has already pushed deep towards a sandbag. Afforded some control on this site, but it's the cross that gets difficult. We've got Kerrigan here alongside Frozen. And here come the corpses.
Yeah, aptly named, as they are corpses. Just Quez left up. And he's probably not going to do much. Maybe a couple of nice deegs here and there. He'll treat us to that. But a critical round once again that Mouse are going to be able to keep clean. They keep all 5 players up. And that really is the thing now if you're Mouse. You need to dig yourself out of any economic hole that you might find yourself in. These last few rounds have just been exactly that. Nice shots from Kerrigan as well.
I was going to say, some confidence building kills, right? He's just hitting one taps, or little burst shots. Reggie not looking too impressed.
Yeah, it looked just kind of staring off into the distance on that one, Reggie.
Ooh, that's a head. What? How is he alive?
How didn't that get him? Nah, that's the CSGO right there.
Yeah.
That's what that is.
Top of the head, mate. It's impossible to hit. There's 3 players on either side of this forklift. Tess is catching Kerrigan getting very aggressive and still moonwalking down this ramp is Chris and Frozen. I wonder what's going to happen when this unfreezes.
Give me your prediction, Hugo. How do you think this one?
Everyone's dead.
Oh, it's actually not as juicy as you made out. Yeah.
Chris and Kerrigan have fallen.
Oh, and Rob's winning his fight out over towards B. They try and rotate that bomb round, but now that's kind of throwing a question mark. That said, I mean, they know that Rob's is here. They want to try and get him while they know they've got him, but the problem is, do you ever really have him? Rob's tripling up, and that is the bomb dropped. The Miracle Man down at ramp, solidifying an 11th for mousesports. They'll lock in another. Very back and forth this second half.
Yeah, and now I'm starting to get a little faith, Harry, right? It may have looked rough in that first half, and mousesports making, you know, their fair share of mistakes and little blunders here and there, even into the second. But now we've hit the rifle rounds. mousesports have not, you know, dropped a beat, really. Given one round away to OpTic since. And even that crucial round where they go into it with 2 pistols and 3 guns that they have to win or they're broken up against 14, they pick it up, and that has just spurred them on. Now they've put OpTic in that position almost. Eco B-rush here from the T side. And Rops wants to take matters into his own hands, pushing down the stairs. There's so many T's, though. How on earth does he get 3? I don't know. He'll take it. Chris should be able to mop up this job. He's got a teammate supporting him in the window, if not. But Chris don't need no help. It's mousesports up to 12 rounds. Great work from Rops there. Good composure. And now this game starting to look a bit scary for OpTic.
Yeah, most definitely. And I think, that's... something to bear in mind is obviously, they're here with this 4-man squad. This is where usually you could look to your system, right? You could look to what you're used to fall back on, to try and find some solace in. And they don't really have that, right? You're playing with a stand, and you've got Quez in this squad. You don't really know how you can change things up at this point in time, because you've tried a lot of different stuff, and it's worked sometimes. It hasn't worked others.
Ooh.
And Mouse are being very dynamic in this as well. They're not helping things, right? They're not playing the same rigid default every round. We see as that confidence building up, as that scoreline, that gap between these teams is diminished, they're going for ballsier and ballsier plays on this CT side. This round, they've got deep ramp control. They've got into the elevators as well, or into the ladder room, rather. So much of this map has just got a Mouse player lurking in the most off angle.
That's the nerdiest smoke I've ever seen thrown by Rops there. Just
got a lot of time to take it in.
He pushed down, and what he did is he bounced it off the wall as to not give away his position. It made him seem like he threw it from the site. The smoke that Chris J has been throwing consistently. Either way, OpTic throwing nades on A, but take a look at that bomb. It's still in the middle here. It's not committed just yet. That's a blind shot through a smoke from Kerrigan. Legs Tess's. He doesn't know it just yet, though. Getting boosted. Tess is going through this smoke. Potentially, that could be huge. Frozen's killed MSL. In the meantime, this B play coming through with the bomb. Kerrigan getting caught, but the trade is immediate, and it might not matter after all because there's still 2 players left on this B bomb site. Quez walking into the crossfire, and Rops and Woxic able to dispatch of OpTic. It's a 13th round for Mouse, and all the money, all the momentum, all the hope in their hands, OpTic, they have run dry.
Yeah, it went from feeling like, 5 individuals from mousesports in the server to now the 5-man squad that is so terrifying. You see them setting each other up time and time again, helping each other out with the flashbangs. Woxic throwing a key one over mid there to blind both those players as they try and get into the B site.
This round isn't live. I am assuming, because everyone's AFK.
It's a gentleman's agreement.
Yeah.
No more
Truce.
fighting.
13-13, we've had enough. It's a draw.
Right, so let's shut this down. Let's pack it in.
Yeah.
We'll see you all next season on the Pro League.
Obviously, it's just a technical pause. Things will be getting sorted in just a second. We've got our admin team live on the scene.
I wonder if we'll see them. I wonder if we'll have any surprise appearances.
Yeah, Yanko's actually under the desk right now.
Right now, yeah. Unplugging wires, plugging them in.
Maybe that's the problem. Stop unplugging.
Yeah, I don't think unplugging something's ever helped. We're just waiting to get this one sorted. Obviously, all tied up right now, and it's been quite the comeback from mousesports, which doesn't feel right to say almost. Right, they were the heavy favourites heading into this one. But OpTic, they really are impressing me. This is a team that, being brutally honest, I wasn't expecting much from at all. Like when they were the full 5-man squad, sure. Second I hear the news about Cajun making his departure, Quez having to come in, I just kind of write them off as doing anything here at Pro League. And they're looking to make me eat my words. I'm very impressed with what we're seeing from them in spite of all the challenges they face. I
have a feeling the showing we're going to get from OpTic in this group is they're going to get really close to winning a bunch of maps/series, but I don't think they're going to get any wins, frankly. I don't want to say they're not going to get any wins, but I don't think they're going to get out of this group for sure. I think that's a safe bet, right? But, they put up fights versus FaZe. They're putting up a fight versus mousesports. Whether that's going to slip in these last, 5 or so rounds, we'll have to wait and see. But, yeah, it's really nice to see them not just rolling over and getting beat on when they have these, stand-ins, etc.
Well, yeah, I think it would be all too easy to just write off every game as, we came into it you know, not with our full roster, not with what we've prepared, not really feeling it. And obviously in an organization as well that isn't, yeah, it's kind of folded. So
organization.
Yeah, exactly. It's like that they've got a lot going against them and they're still here. They're still fighting. They're making it competitive and they're still surprising us. So you really do have to give them some props for that at the very least.
Chris just had a couple of TikTok videos to watch. That's what he's doing over there. Now, obviously, just logging into Steam so he can get back on the server. I assume that is the problem here. I take this moment to remind everyone at home to stay hydrated, like OpTic. Drink your water.
I love it, man. I love how many people need reminding to drink water. That's a real thing. There's like apps that remind you. Need reminding to do a...
Yeah,
like, I mean...
How would you exist?
Yeah, just give in, you know, to natural selection at that point, man. Like, yeah. Are we too dependent on technology? I don't know. Let me just ask my phone quick and I'll figure it out. I don't know, like... But Hugo should be getting back into this one any moment now. You can see headphones are on. Kerrigan looking fixated at that monitor. He's tucking in. He's getting close. Trying to find the perfect distance from the screen.
What is the perfect distance from the screen? That is a big debate, in my opinion.
If you're Centaurus, it's about 4 millimeters. And if you're...
What, inside of the monitor?
I'm trying to think, it might actually even be... Does ROPS play far away? I'm trying to think. I know
some players play like on the other side of the room.
Yeah,
I can't even see my PC.
Were you playing this on your TV originally or something like...
I actually have a projector and do it from the sofa. I play controller. CSGO.
That would explain a lot, actually. Yeah. That's why you're.
How am I still better than you?
Effective flashes are godlike, but the rest of it. Right. So this ladder control taken once again by Frozen, and this is just such a key avenue of the map. If you're able to get someone into here so fast in the round, you've got so much control and so much information. He can hear footsteps at ramp. He can hear footsteps at B. He can hear them moving through T-spawn.
That's a lot of positions.
That is a lot of... It's arguably information overload. And now Kerrigan posted up here in the sniper tower back at CT. He's going to have a shooting gallery come his way.
Well, you would think so, but the smoke's completely limiting OpTic or mousesports' view into this site. It's going to have to be a 5-on-5 retake. Not an awful situation considering they're on pistols. And great kills out of nowhere. OpTic suddenly just line up 2 frags, pushing into the elevator room, but they line up, and OpTic suddenly drag them back into the round by storm. Nico, though, has been on a tear. Been a bit quiet in these past few rounds. Frozen's going to check him as well, and that makes matters worse. Tesses alone cannot continue with the Deagle, and although mousesports have everyone below 30 points of health, they still close out the round. Great work on the retake. OpTic still get the bomb pile, though. That's what they wanted ultimately out of that round. And they will have money up against 14 to keep on fighting.
Another tactical pause called on in. That is the last pause for believing...
Mouse.
Yeah, I wanted to say Bowers,
yeah.
but I doubt it myself. I know, man, I know. You tell me that all the time, Hugo. Very good motivational speaker.
See, the way I look at it, you know, we know that information. The viewers don't. So you could really just say either team, and you know, no one's gonna.
Yeah,
no
that's
one's gonna know
true.
if you're lying.
That's true. But I'm many things, Hugo, and a liar. That is one of them. 14-13. mousesports in the lead. And getting ever so closer to that coveted map point. Next round would be it. OpTic, all back in the hands of MSL. All these players heading over towards ramp. One of them does divulge off. That's Nico to keep an eye on B. Once again, I imagine if you're Mouse, you just keep setting Frozen up in this free real estate time and time again. You can see Quez is trying to get up the ladder. The wallbangs are coming in. Ooh, Rop's falling, however. Chris, that's a big trade to get. Nico was alone at B, so thankfully there's no one nearby to trade that out or try and capitalize on the Rop's kill.
Regardless, a huge scope to find. We talk about Rops and Frozen having a great game. Rops is on 30 kills, Frozen's on 24. These two are quite literally carrying mousesports to victory lane. And on the other side of things, the one player who's having a great game is also dead. That's Nico. So where do OpTic go from here? Both teams losing their best performer in this map so far, but everything to play for. Molly on the boost. Kerrigan has been playing there time and time again, but this time he's on the site and they boost it up. Round the wood wall, Tessis is going to get that kill. This jump should be heard, and Tessis takes the feet out from below. Chris is gone. Woxic gets domed by a nade. That hits him in the eyeballs. No amount of sensitivity can save you there. Frozen now has to clutch a 1-on-4.
Ah, but he's got an idea as to where Tessis might be, anticipating that maybe he's got aggressive. Frozen, they've got plenty of money. He can definitely afford to stick his head in and at least try and take some of these guns away. Grabs that incendiary and MSL. Things are about to get very hot where you are, my friend. Into the crosshair of Frozen, so it's a nice kind of cool relief, I guess, washing over him. Frozen, yeah, is just looking to maximize damage, maximize how many of these weapons he can take away.
Nice.
And he's taken a lot to the grave with him. A bounty of treasure locked to the depths. Frozen taking those guns away, but a 14th round solidified regardless for OpTic. That is the main thing. Tying this up now. We're going 30 rounds again. We're going the distance. Overtime, still a massive possibility. And if I get to see more Vertigo, I'm not disappointed.
Never am, Harry. Luckily, MSL still has some money for that AWP because, you know, great play at the end to kill the player, kill Tessis, who is running towards sandbags for that AWP at the end of the round. Caught regardless, though, and one per side. This round matters far more for OpTic than mousesports. Mousesports can buy up at 14-15, but OpTic can't. Well, I mean, they have to, but it's not like they're going to have everything like mousesports will. Working up a ramp for OpTic. Molly to the sandbags. No one coming out from there. It's a bit of a missed flashbang, but won't ultimately make any difference. Ooh. Kerrigan at least has his back covered this time. He's been continually getting, you know, just caught by a player pushing through the wood gap when he looks at the other side, for example. Well, if Woxic gets smoked, that can continue to happen. They would be good, but the flash is better. Config's ready for it, though. Doesn't get blinded, and only damage done by Kerrigan. Not enough. A kill for OpTic in a 5-on-4, and the A site was still being their final destination. Chris is getting spammed through the wall, and mousesports just can't catch a break. This is looking good for OpTic. They're going to take some utility damage, but they have the site under their control.
Oh, Woxic strikes one from the tally. Config getting in to his hidey hole. Up above, that's the Goblin King's throne, but down beneath, they're the Goblin tunnels, and that's where Config sits right now. Woxic missing his shot. Tessis in with another. It's Robson Frozen. These two, we described them as big heroes for mousesports. Well, now they've got to be that more than ever. Nico and Quez on the receiving end of this dynamic duo. Frozen looking to tap the bomb. Flash goes high. Rob's trying to watch his teammates back, but he doesn't quite get it. Tap the bomb. Frozen baits the peek from Quez. There's no time, though. Molotov reigns in just to solidify that round, and it's OpTic reaching map point first, 15-14.
This has got to be heartbreaking for mousesports, Harry. They were the ones at the back foot. They were the ones getting reamed out and brought this all the way back to 14-14, only for OpTic to hit 15 first. Overtime, still a huge possibility with money not being a problem for mousesports, but dear, this has gone on long enough. And mousesports, no choice but to keep it going. Their map pick, their map to lose against a team that literally isn't even a 5-man roster yet. Got to give it to OpTic.
Yeah, and oh, how the mighty have fallen in the mousesports camp. This was looking like the comeback they wanted, the one that we expected. OpTic, though, they might have just snatched all that away. So we head into round number 30, last in regulation. The buy available for mousesports, everything they could possibly need. They put it all into this round. AWP for Woxic, rifles on everyone else. And a last-ditch attempt to salvage overtime here on their map pick. Woxic, first point of contact. Posted up with the AWP, looking at the ramp. Oh, it doesn't get MSL. And actually, Tessis is there to open. Damage being done on either side. It's a bit of chaos there. But ultimately, OpTic, they decide to grind to a bit of a halt. They've slowed down momentarily. lining up all that utility, trying to give themselves a veil to work within this bomb site. But oh, Chris J hidden close to the smoke. First man's gone. OpTic's there to help. And Quez, Nico, they're asked to clutch once again. This time, though, it's a 2 versus 4. So many bodies on the opposing side, and it's only Nico left. OpTic puts him down, and we are going to overtime. 15-15, and it all starts again. We'll wipe the slate clean, and we're looking now for first to 19 rounds.
Oh, the utility usage from OpTic has honestly been incredible this map so far. Their T-side executes onto A have been just relentless. They've been bombarding Kerrigan with nades. That round, Kerrigan, he dies at the start due to Tess's just spamming the wood and killing him without even spotting him. Just a worse way to start off a round, 15-14, but OpTic just continuing to put on pressure, and they've got to keep it up on the T-side. No time for breaks. They've had enough of them. Frozen again, aggressive in middle. Not taking the ladder, but at least catching the exit. Difficult angle to clear. Rob's watching down towards lower B. He is the sole player of this site right now. OpTic has just been hitting A time after time, and this will not change. OpTic waiting, he spots the barrel, but doesn't get him. MSL actually gets a shot off, and OpTic only a tag. 13 points of health on the IGL/AWP player, and another opening kill for OpTic. Things are looking up.
I want to know, is MSL like phoned up the guys who made Vertigo and got that yellow sheet replaced with just like Kevlar or something? Because every time that OpTic has tried to deal with MSL by shooting through after he spot the barrel, it's never quite connected. And that round there, even on the re-peak, he gets shut down, right? And things like that, they can get to you. Frozen.
Oh, goes both ways, I guess.
He's helped out a bit. He's helped out.
Bit of a wall spam.
By the way, him and Rops both above 30 kills.
Yeah.
So they are having, to say like a lights out game feels like an understatement. It's so dark. They can't even see this B play before their very eyes, but there's Rops at least making his presence known. That slowed down the push, and rotations have arrived. So OpTic, they've got to run the gauntlet. They don't have a choice. There's 20 seconds left. You've got to get into the site. Finding Rops was a nice start, but Frozen, oh, he's still up here. I don't think they know. He's trying to deal with the bomb plant. Kerrigan asked to clutch now, gets the first man. Only Config left to find. The smoke is down, and Kerrigan gets it. Defuse for Mouse, and a 16th round locked in. A collective sigh of relief there all round. Kerrigan, I always love watching that man clutch because he's very animated in it.
Oh, nice shot from MSL at the start. And yeah, I mean, Kerrigan, what a confidence builder that's got to be. He's had a really rough game here. 11 kills coming into that round, and it closes it out for mousesports. First of overtime. First of 4 needed here out of the 6. He's actually going to take that AWP as well over OpTic. Interesting note. Wonder if he'll keep that. It's not spawn-based. OpTic's going middle, I guess trying to support Frozen, get again into this deep mid position. I like how consistently mousesports are taking mid. And a stark comparison between these two teams is mousesports, they just don't flank. OpTic have been going for this A-play round after round. mousesports not once have had a forklift flank, whereas OpTic continually had Nico probing the backlines in that first half initially. So, you know, now they've got ladder, and now they've not done that for 30 rounds. Throwing in a flank after OpTic inevitably go for another execute, because that's seemingly all they like to do, would be a real mega brain play for mousesports. I'd love to see OpTic go down that ladder later on, if that is him. Yeah, that is. So we'll keep our eyes on that. Double nade, maybe?
Yeah, I think he's trying to find the spot, and now just waiting. Someone's giving him the order. Config, go kill. However, that's not the spot the neighbors for. Silence at this A site. That one Molotov, the only little hint that mousesports have received. And now the real utility pours on over. Realization's all too clear. Rops is in the Goblin angle, and he's quickly snuffed up by Tessez. Quez is holding this wrap as well, so OpTic's flank They try to throw in, likely not going to yield too much here, but no, he's won that fight over Quez, and that is a huge fight to win. Now, there's only 2 players inside of the site for OpTic, and they've got to worry about this flank. Where do you even find the time to get this bomb down? Nico has at least given them a window of opportunity. Config, yeah, there's no chance for him there. They just hound him down through the smoke. 17 rounds for Mouse. Since getting into the overtime, they've won them both. One more, and they'll go flawless on this CT side.
Frozen's like Rambo there, man. He's just got unlimited ammo, just jumping around the boxes, no fear. And yeah, great work. I don't know how OpTic gets that kill on the flank. Pretty ridiculous. What a flick. And mousesports, yeah, just locking in another site. OpTic, I feel like it has just gotten stale. They've just done the same thing for the last 12 rounds or so, just continually defaulting, losing mid, hitting A. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. And they're going to go for it again, Harry. We haven't seen a B play in oh so long. I feel like now would be the time, or at least just something different. Try and get Woxic out of middle. Although Quez, he's had a real rough time, you know, playing this ladder.
Yeah, I think one thing to realize as well, I don't think OpTic at any point have been aware just how much control Mouse have been exuding. Kerrigan! He only sees the tip of the head, and that's all he needs to see. I'm going to hold my my thought on that one, because this A play, all right, it's had its steam sucked out of it, but that Molotov has actually segregated a player away from the rest of the bunch over at ramp. Tesses luckily doesn't have to go too much further forward than that. He'll throw in his utility. This just feels like the A play again from OpTic. They're hoping it can yield some fruit, but it just has been so problematic this whole overtime.
Oh, that's a lot of damage, Harry. Tess is down to just measly 20. He's going to get flashed through. Oh, they have their back turn. Woxic flicking back to get that kill. Keeps mousesports in this just by the skin of their teeth. MSL's watching for the boost, and Kerrigan gives him the frag. MSL, he doesn't spot the player on top of the site, but he sees Chris coming through the connector. Molotov won't work. Smoke extinguishes it, and now MSL can just sit back on the sandbags. Bomb is not for him, though. They need to get on that defuser. Time is ticking. The kills are coming through. It's Quez alone, a 1-on-3 that was never meant to be. Frozen finishing things off, and that will be a flawless half of overtime for mousesports. We commended their CT side, and while it may have ended up in overtime, they've at least locked in 3 out of 3.
Frozen is on, I think it was 37 kills at the end of that first half of overtime. I don't even know what's happened. Like, he's always been good, he's always been a fragger, but he is just on another level right now. Switching things up, mousesports now into their T half. They've left the bomb back in T spawn again, so not looking for a repeat of last time, hopefully. Oh no, and that's the thing, Nico falling, what a man to find. He was a real shining star for OpTic. You deal with him over in the window. No one wants to be the first man to die for OpTic right now, and it's him. Nico's just got to sit back and hope his teammates can keep that dream alive. Config, attempting to do exactly that, does at least trade things out by finding ROPs and trying to equalize and thin these numbers out. Tess says, doing all he can. He's rotated back towards A, and he'll spot Frozen. I think that's probably enough to pull these rotations, right? OpTic, they just take the gamble. They rotate players over. They've dealt with Frozen, so Quez, there's that moment of hesitation. Now he's considering it, and that smoke going in has given this up. Quez waiting on the other side, and he could deny this whole round, but he's been pre-fired down, so the plant locked in at the very least.
Yeah, he gets out of the site, you know, safely, but down to 6 HP. This is going to be rough. Oh, the angle is good. Through the body, Config gets that kill on Kerrigan. It's Chris alone. 1-on-3, one player low. He's pushed up. Tessis is holding it, but Chris has got the drop on him. Quez is still stuck inside of the site. Config on the bomb already. He's just going to stick it. Go for the full defuse. Faked it. Now Chris is just in a 1v1, and he's closed out the map off the back of it. What a clutch. And what a round, what a game for mousesports. They looked down and out after that first half, but boy, did they pull it back. It may have taken them all the way into overtime, but not dropping a single round once they hit it. And this series is only setting up to be an exciting one. We have OpTic's map